MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is possibly in worse financial shape than Rudy Giuliani. And we know how bad things are with Giuliani, right? He's got the IRS tax lien against his condo in Florida. His lawyers have abandoned him in Georgia. He's facing, potentially millions of dollars in defamation lawsuits and a harassment lawsuit. So things aren't good for Giuliani. But again, they might actually somehow be worse for Mike Lindell. But Mike Lindell, founder and CEO of MyPillow, says that, you know what? He is actually willing to effectively bankrupt his own company, his pillow empire, in his crusade to save American elections. During an interview with Steve Bannon recently, Bannon asked Mike Lindell, quote, "You're prepared to take this to the bitter end, even if it means the bankruptcy of MyPillow?" And Mike Lindell responded, "We don't have a country if we don't do this. You know what? My employees, everybody understands that. This has been amazing the last 3 days with the outpouring of support. For 3 days, I've gotten support. After pushing this for 3 years, 3 days, people were like, hey, you good? I like what you do." Not exactly a vote of confidence. Lindell has, of course, explained recently how American Express reduced his credit from $1 million to $100,000. He recently held an auction of some allegedly surplus factory pieces of equipment that they don't need anymore, including delivery trucks. He's like, no, we just didn't need them. It's not because I need money. And that actually scared his vendors to the point where they were like, look, we don't want to do business with you anymore because you're selling off your factory. So Lindell says, I had to assure them that we're not going out of business. It was just, we had extra stuff. But his auction did not raise very much money. His lawyers, 2 of them, recently dropped him in the ongoing defamation lawsuit that they've been handling for over a year because he owes them millions of dollars in legal fees, which he freely admits that he has not been able to pay his lawyers for several months now. So he's racked up millions in legal fees, and he can't pay them. So now he doesn't have them. And that trial is going to be here before you know it. I know it's actually a long way off, but for a guy like Lindell, it's right around the corner. But it's the part where he says, my employees understand that. They know he's on this election crusade. They know that they've lost people willing to sell their pillows. Big box stores don't want anything to do with his products. Sales have gone into the toilet. He's blowing through his own personal cash, $20, $40 million trying to prove election fraud that doesn't exist. His employees do not understand that. Absolutely not. Because if that company goes bankrupt and goes out of business, those people are out of jobs. You mean to tell me that there are actually people working on an assembly line at the MyPillow factory that are like, man, I don't mind losing this job if it means he proves election fraud? Hey, granted, there's probably 1 or 2, right? But I think most of the employees, regardless of their political affiliation, probably going to be pretty pissed off if they lose their jobs because their boss went on this idiotic crusade based on lies and conspiracy theories. But that's what Lindell did. He has every right as an American citizen to inject his policies into his company. But he's also not immune from the consequences of doing so. He took a risk, he gambled on it, and he lost. He could stop it. He could stop all this nonsense right now, just going back to being the friendly guy hugging the pillow on the commercials, and try to rebuild his company. But he's in too deep. I think he genuinely believes the lies that he is telling. And it is going to result in either the eventual bankruptcy of MyPillow, or, because he's facing so much in the defamation lawsuits, MyPillow could end up becoming the property of Dominion Voting Systems and or Smartmatic. Those are pretty much at this point the only 2 options for the future of that company.
Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.